Alright guys, this is the quiz. In case you missed it in class when we went over it. There we go. In case you missed it in class when we went over it, or if you needed a second round when you're studying for your test, here's a video of how to do the quiz. This quiz you took on Wednesday. This homework, or this problem here came very similar to one of our homework problems. Remember over here, anything to the 0 power is just 1. So we got x to the 6, y to the 7th times 1 then, and that's just x to the 6, y to the 7th. For number 2, I've got negative 5 cubed, z to the 1 times 3, which is z cubed. And then negative 5 cubed is negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5. Plug it into your calculator, put it in your head. Either way, you should come up with 125 z cubed. Number 3. On test day, we changed these guys to make them squared, both here for 3 and 4. All right, so for number 3, I've got negative 4 inside my square. We're raising everything to the power of 2. So I've got negative 4 squared. That's negative 4 times negative 4. Negative times a negative would be positive. 4 times 4 is 16. And then p squared, q squared. Number 4. This time, if you notice the difference between 3 and 4, in 3 that negative's inside the parentheses, and 4 is on the outside. So in number 4, it stays on the outside, and then you square everything on the inside. So 4 squared is 16. P squared is p squared. Q squared is q squared. But this one stays negative because that negative's on the outside. It does not get squared, so it doesn't become positive. All right, number 5. This guy's raised to the negative 2. I've been showing my students in my classes, if I see that negative and I've got a fraction, I'm going to go ahead and deal with that negative exponent by flipping my fraction first. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to flip it, make it 2y to the 4th, x to the 8th, and now I can make it a positive 2, because when it's a negative fraction on the top, everything is going to go to the bottom, everything at the bottom goes to the top. So I'm going to go ahead and do that flip, and then raise it to the 2nd power. So now I've got 2 squared, which is 4, y to the 4 times 2, which is 8. On the bottom, I've got x to the 8 times 2, which is 16. And since these guys are different bases, I can't do anything with them, so that's my final answer. All right, backside of your quiz here. Let's deal with the parentheses in your denominator. We'll leave the 5x to the 4th alone for a minute. On the bottom, I've got x to the negative 1 times 4. That'd be x to the negative 4. So raise the power to a higher power and multiply those exponents. But now we've got a division problem. When we divide like bases, we're going to subtract these exponents. So this guy is going to be 5. And I've got x. This is 4 minus a minus 4. Let's look at that. 4 minus a minus 4. Remember, minus a minus becomes positive, and that's 4 plus 4. So that's going to be 5x to the 8th. Let me get rid of that side math. All right, number 7. We've got x's in the top, 2 sets of them, and 1 in the bottom. Let's deal with the multiplication in the top first. When we multiply these x's, we add the exponent. So x to the 6 plus a negative 2, 6 minus 2 would be 4. Y cubed doesn't have anything to mess with. And then on the bottom, I got 7x squared. And now the only thing I'm really dividing here are my x's, because the y didn't have anything to interact with, 7 didn't have anything to interact with. So for my x's, I've got x to the 4 minus 2. That's x squared. And then the y cubed stays alone, and the 7 stands alone. All right, number 8. You've got a whole mess happening in that numerator. And on some of the quizzes, I saw you guys working a lot inside that numerator. Unfortunately, everything in this parentheses is raised to the 0 power, and anything raised to the 0 power is 1. So I've got 1 over 2h to the negative 3, j to the negative 4, k to the negative 2. And then we can't leave it like that because it's got these negative exponents here. So we're going to move those exponents and change them to the top. So in the top, 2 is going to stay down on the bottom because it does not have a negative exponent. But h cubed is going to go to the top and become positive. J is going to go to the top and become a positive 4. K is going to go to the top and become a positive 2. Number 9. Again, I'm going to work with the multiplication up top first. So I've got 8 times 3, that's 24. X by itself, so it's still just an x, and then y to the 5 plus 3, that's going to be y to the 8. Didn't mess with my denominator just yet. Now I've got a division problem. When I'm dividing, I'm going to subtract my exponents. For this big numbers, though, I got 24 divided by 3, that's 8. I've got x to the first divided by x squared, so x to the 1 minus 2. That's going to be x to the negative 1. So that guy's going to go to the bottom and become positive 1. And then y to the 8 minus 4 is going to be y to the 4th. 8 minus 4 is 4. All right, last problem. All right, again, I'm going to work with the left-hand side with those parentheses first. So I've got 2 to the 4th times x to the 3 times 4, that's 12. Oops. Oops, a little better. Over here I've got a 1 on top. I just have y. Don't forget, that's y to the 1. Don't forget to raise it to that 4. 1 times 4 would be 4. And then 8x cubed on bottom. Multiplying straight across, 2 to the 4th. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. So 2 to the 4th would be 16 x 12, all times 1, so it's just 16x to the 12. On bottom, I've got an 8, I've got an x cubed, and a y to the 4. Now, simplifying this down, I've finally got a point where I can divide these guys. 16 divided by 8 is going to be 2. X to the 12th divided by x cubed, 12 minus 3 is going to be 9. It's positive, it'll stay on the top. The y to the 4th, though, it's stuck there in the denominator because I don't have anyone to talk to. All right, that's your quiz. If you have questions, please come to tutorials. Don't forget, your test is on Thursday.